popular, but if you were speaking to an American, they probably wouldn't know what neighbor even is. And you said, when I was begin my job. When I was begin my job. When I started my job, or when I started working at my job. Okay, Sonu.
Yeah.
I want to learn a lot of English skill. You can take off the word skill, I want to learn a lot of English, or just say, I want to improve my English. What is the most impressive word in that book? Why are you using the word word? Because then it sounds like you're talking about one specific word. What is the most impressive thing in that book? What's the most impressive part of that book? Part of that book. You said to stress out. I think you wanted to say to relieve stress. Stress reliever. When we talk of things, this is a stress reliever for me. I can't distinguish each other. You want to say, I can't distinguish them from each other. Also, another easy way to say is, I can't tell them apart. I can't tell them apart. Means I don't know the difference between them. And one more. I will come to use soon. I will come to use soon. I wrote down you should use the phrase sooner rather than later. That is a phrase we use a lot. I will come to use soon. I will use this sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later is a phrase that we use a lot. And I just thought it would work well in that situation. Ari, you said, I didn't read all. You're talking about the book. I didn't finish it. It's one of the, you said a couple times, you said it's one of the most strong. You want to say strongest. Then you said more fast. You want to say faster. Make sure you are focusing there on your, what's that called? Superlatives. When you're saying something is more blah blah blah, or something is the most, you made a couple of mistakes. So you do not say most strong, you say strongest. You do not say more fast, you say faster. Okay. And write down on the paper. You said writing down on the paper. I was writing on the paper. We use the term write down to say write it down. Write it down. Write that down. Write that down, actually we say a lot in a meeting. Oh, write that down. Write that down. We kind of use it as a command, as a phrase on its own. But when you're making a longer sentence talking about just writing, no, I was writing. You can take off, I was writing on the paper. You can take off on the paper. I was writing. I was writing down on the paper. Sounds strange. And last one, you said, I every day use that. I use that every day. Seijin, no one doesn't call me that.
No one
calls me that. If you say no one doesn't call me that, that means everybody calls you that. You said, when you're talking about the recipe, I wrote down a bunch of things, because you said it's made by apple. It's made from apples. This dish is made from apples.
Not made of.
It's made of apples. You could say it's made of apples. It's made from apples. It's made by apples sounds like it's made by apples. You said dig out the seeds. You could say that. That's fine. We probably would say take out the seeds. And then this sentence is a little bit important. You said put on the oven within 30 to 40 minutes with 180 degrees. You say put in the oven, not on the oven. So change on to in. Put in the oven within 30 to 40 minutes. Say for 30 to 40 minutes. Switch within to for. And then with 180 degrees, we say at 180 degrees. When we talk about the temperature, we use the word that. So in the oven, for time, at temperature. And you said, I would recommend you do, take out would. Just, I recommend that you do this. I recommend that blah blah blah. And the last part, you said we make the number. Were you talking about reaching your goal, your fundraising goal? A lot of times we say to hit our number. I would think you would say our number instead of the number, because you want to say that is your goal, our goal, our number. We hit our number, reach our number instead of make.
Hit means set a goal or
Hit means to reach it.
okay. To
reach
hit
that goal.
Yeah,
to hit our
we hit our
number.
goal. We reached our goal. And EK. At the beginning, you said a simple issue to talk lightly. Make sure you're saying talk about. And you can take out the word lightly because you say simple. It's a simple issue to talk about, or something we can talk about quickly. You said during the later half of the year. I would just say during the second half of the year. If you're actually talking about 6 months, first half of the year, second half of the year. We talk about the latter part of the year would be, there's no number attached to it, to the like November, October, December. It's the latter part of the year.
How about the last half of the year?
The last half of the year,
Not used that much.
it's okay. I would say the second half of the
The
year.
second,
I
yeah.
guess maybe because half is only 2.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you were using the word last, it's usually for something that's 3 or
More than,
more.
yeah.
You said the most favorite, just favorite. We do not, that's a common mistake, not most favorite is not together, just favorite. The most favorite thing to me is to make it sharpen. My favorite part about using it is sharpening it, is when I sharpen it. You said it made me feel really delightful. That grammar is, and that sentence is absolutely fine. Just if someone says that, I'm thinking they're probably Korean. It made me feel really delightful. It just sounds a little bit too like perfect world, like it sounds like a Christmas song or something. Weather outside delightful. It made me. We would just say something more simple. You used the word diligently, which was good, but it just something simple. I really like it. I like that feeling. It makes me feel awesome. It makes me feel good. The word delightful just sounds a little too cheery and Christmassy. I feel always appreciation. I always appreciate that. You said they lost the flight. You're talking about their flight. Missed their flight. And without my awareness, I dropped. You can say I accidentally dropped it, but that just means it was a mistake. I think because you wanted to say I dropped it, but I didn't notice, or I dropped it without noticing. I dropped it and didn't even notice. Instead of saying like without any awareness, use the word notice. I didn't even notice. I dropped it without noticing. Would be best. Any questions? You recorded me?
Yes.
He is allowed to record me. You're not allowed to record me.
Oh, you're not.
Yes.
Just joking.
Me too.